Welcome, everyone, to the Existential podcast. I'm your host, Jonas. I'm joined by my two co hosts, Hunter and Jeremiah, and today we're going to talk about memories. How you guys doing today?
Feeling real busting right now. You know what I'm saying? Feeling real good. Feeling great, and ready to get after it. You know.
I'm ready to bust.
That's good. That's good. I was not ready for it.
That's good.
You're keeping that.
Yeah. Okay. First, I'm gonna explain what memories are. They're electrical impulses that are fired through neurons in a specific order, and that's located in the hippocampus, amygdala, cerebellum, and the prefrontal cortex. But it's mainly in the hippocampus. We're gonna have a scenario here. You're going on about your day, and you look outside and you notice children riding their bikes or playing sports outside. And you tell Mr. Red how you remember a time like that when you were young. What is something you remember when you were young, and why do you think you remember it?
The
Something. So the question is something.
Yeah, what's something that you remember when you were young, like when you were a kid, either playing sports or riding bikes, literally something.
A lot of things. Like you
And
want to know like a specific thing, or you just like
yeah, specifically for you, unless
shit.
you don't want to share.
I'm not. There's a lot of things. I'm just gonna fucking when me and my brothers would fight. Oh no, I know one when our friends next door, best friends next door, fucking we all like was play wrestling, whatever. Jill fucking kicked this nigga, fucking spinning roundhouse, kicked him in the jaw, nigga, broke his jaw, nigga. That shit was crazy. That was cool.
Remember that story?
That shit was fun
Why do you think you remember that?
because it was traumatic. I don't want to say it wasn't traumatic for me. It was just like it was fun. Why? That's why. And like that shit was crazy though. What happened? I'm sure it was traumatic for a lot of people. Who else was involved? You know.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers it. We talk about it. We reference it still. So yeah, still fresh in my head. That shit was like a movie scene, bro.
Probably my furthest back memory when I was chasing Bunny in the yard. Why I remember it? Just the clearest memory I.
Yeah, why do you think you remember it?
I think that was the moment I became like conscious.
No,
I seriously do. Like I just like that's the farthest back I can think, and that's the farthest to go. And that was like the clearest thing I can imagine. Is that?
That's the most like curious thing you could say, you know?
Yeah. The one of the things that I remember, aside from like Fletcher choke slamming me down the stairs.
Who choke slammed you down the stairs?
Yeah, several times. But no, when because we're technically still kids then. It was high school when we were trying to do Erebus or whatever the fuck when we were doing the skit.
He choke slammed you down the stairs?
No. This is the memory I'm talking about now.
Oh,
different thing. When was it Jalen? It had to have been Jalen. We were doing the fucking I don't even remember what skit it was for, but we had tried like multiple times of trying to video Jalen falling out, like walking out of your guys' townhouse or whatever the quadplex or whatever the fuck, tripping and falling like on purpose and hitting the bushes and shit, and us having to fucking do it multiple times. So he got like fucking super red because he kept having to hit the fucking ground because we could just not get the shot right. It's just ingrained in my fucking head. Him just fucking tripping over his foot and then slamming into the fucking grass. Yeah, I don't know why I remember that. I think it's. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe because I guess it could be considered traumatic. There's a charger port in there, but there's not a charger there.
Oh, sorry.
You brought up skits, and that made me think of the one skit we filmed at the house. I accidentally connected with your
Oh
dog
yeah, when you punched him in the face.
Yeah. That's still in the blooper.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit!
I didn't even know I hit him.
Kept rocking with it. Cause you like nicked me. It was like your knuckles.
It was literally just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think memories serve a higher purpose? that we are not able to understand?
I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, yeah, I get like, well, higher purpose. I don't know. Biologically, I think they're used to help us, like for survival skills. Help us remember a certain route. Help us fear. Is a good survival instinct. Trauma is actually a survival instinct.
Yeah.
Um, so that stuff, like when we're talking like the basics,
Yeah.
yeah, it's beneficial. Like it's for survival. But if it's like this grand plan of like the universe shit, I don't know, possible.
I have to shit so bad. This shit hit me bubble. That's crazy. I'm dying right now. I'm about to give you my opinion. I'm gonna take this and you can continue it from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think they serve the purpose of surviving. Like they're definitely
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
survival kind of space.
Yep.
I also think it might also be part of keeping.
Yeah. 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 I don't know what if I think it's a higher purpose or not. I think so, just because I think your memories go on like without you being alive. That makes sense because other people will start to remember your memories.
I don't know if I follow.
Like um
Like, are you saying if we all experience the same thing, even if I'm dead, you're still gonna remember that? Or you're
yeah.
saying I specifically have this isolated memory that only I remember? For instance, Hunter running through the grass, chasing a bunny that only he knows, that will get transferred to someone else's.
Uh that would only get transferred if he told us enough. But like when I overdose on caffeine, right?
Mhm.
Um like my I shouldn't say my mom and Hunter. They were technically involved because they brought me to the hospital. Or Hunter brought me to the hospital, and then my mom took over to go home. But like Jamie still remembers, right?
Mhm.
And she'll like always remember that. And even after I die, she'll still remember that stuff like that. Like not only like close people remember that type of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how else to word it to make it make sense.
Maybe close to, I would say people who are maybe close to whatever that situation or event
Yeah,
occurred,
yeah, yeah,
and that have some type of like, I don't know, because I mean, because you could remember shit that like you don't have any stake in it. Like you could just witness something and you had nothing to do with it. For instance, when you
yeah, yeah,
saw all those, I mean, we talked about last
yeah. But that's
episode.
like technically you're like involuntarily involved. Um, like if I told, how do I? You don't have to be directly involved. You can be indirectly involved. Like for the whole trucking thing.
Yeah,
Um, but it's my memory, if that makes sense. It's
yeah,
not Jamie's memory. But if I was to tell Jamie that memory, like multiple times, then she would remember it, even after I die, because it's something that she remembers about me.
okay, I see.
Um, should we wait for Hunter? I don't know how long he's gonna be in. Maybe you and I could talk about this part. Why do you think some memories are forgotten? Like
We
memories
could,
when you're young, and then you just end up forgetting them as you get older.
side note, we could wait, or we could pause it if you want, and we'll just resume it when he gets back, or we could just resume it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But I do know you could pause it and then just resume.
I totally forgot that we could do that. We're gonna pause it. You guys won't notice anything.
Next,
All right, now that Hunter is back from the
I'm
bathroom,
back from the dead.
um, why are some memories forgotten?
Because the other members take its place.
But why?
I'm
Why do
not,
they? Why do they have to take its place?
Well, I mean, I kind of think of it like a filing cabinet.
Yeah,
You just kind of put the new ones in front of the old ones, and eventually they just kind of get
yeah,
pushed all the way to the back, and then they go to the back. Are they really there? Eventually, once you get it so full, you don't hard to remember all
or
of them.
something like
yeah.
has
It's
to trigger it.
not
Like,
as important.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My assumption was just that memory's not important in your life anymore, so your brain will just fizzle out that information.
Yeah.
Um, this like kind of continues on to that whole thing. Why aren't we capable of remembering everything at every moment up until the end of our life? Like Like, what
I'm looking 100 for
aside
this.
from the, like, scientific part of it, the fact that, like, evolution is not allowed us to do that, but what
I mean, eventually, if it doesn't like the lizard brain part, I
y
feel like is what holds on to the memories.
yeah.
What if it's not important to continue living? Usually, we're gonna get rid of it faster. That's why the bad memories stick a lot more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, that's what I think. I think it's more like the very primal nature. Those ones, the things that one scare you, create fear, create any sort of discomfort. Those are the ones you're gonna keep on to really hard. Um, just because of the factor that they could have been scenarios where you were in danger or were like already like just already in a predicament that you couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel like I don't know. I feel like if you remember everything that ever happened, I think you would either go crazy or something like extremely negative would happen to you. Like as a person, where you would either get confused all the time about certain shit, or I don't know. I don't think it. I don't think it would be healthy to remember everything all the time, every minute detail.
I think there would be too many arguments and fights with people, and the reason is because there's a lot of bias put into memory.
Hmm.
Um, and then, yeah, I guess we just talked about this. I said, "Do you think there'd be any benefit from remembering everything, that's happened?" But we just talked about that. What purpose do good memories have if bad memories are for survival? And why not only remember just, neutral and bad memory? A neutral memory being like, 2 plus 2 equals 4.
I'd say like comfort.
Comfort, reward.
Yeah.
Like oh, I like for instance, think about it in the wild, like finding you're in the fucking desert in the jungle or whatever, find a river. Like you're gonna remember that river, and it brought you joy when you found it because it gave you nutrients, gave you hydration, all sorts of stuff. So my assumption is also that helps you for survival instinct too, just out of like comfort, out of I forgot what the other shit is, but yeah, pretty much just out of comfort.
Yeah.
We'll say that we'll say comfort.
Not to, like I was thinking it was so that way you're not always in a slump, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, where you only, ever think negatively.
Yeah, I mean it gives you like endorphins, right? When you
Yeah.
think of pleasure, when you have pleasure thoughts, yeah. So it's a type of like comfort or a type of release, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the scientifical, like the scientific, scientifical. I don't know if that's the scientific like explanation of it, but that's
Right.
just
Your take on
my take on it. My bro science. What's the scientific take on it, Hunter?
My scientific take on it, like the question is, why do we?
why do we remember good things and not only just bad things? Because we know bad things are used for survival, and the neutral things are just because that's what we're taught.
Well, isn't bad, or I don't want to say bad, but isn't all that subjective though? Like bad, good, and neutral. Isn't that subjective?
Um, yes and no. In the sense of memories, no, because of the fact that, like, if it's bad to you, you're gonna remember it longer. Uh, how do I word this better? Uh, the natural thing for a human to do is remember a bad thing that happened to them.
Mhm,
So we're just going based off of, um, that it was bad, not what makes it.
mhm.
I think it's a kind of like the same reward system. You remember the bad thing because it was bad.
Yeah,
It made that like, oh no, I knew what led to this, so I'm gonna
avoid it.
stay away from that. The good memories are this thing happened, was like a say,
Pleasure.
yeah, it was pleasurable. It was a dopamine hit. So I'm gonna try and do something again to recreate that.
Yeah, recreate. Yeah, yeah. Now this one has like a really obvious answer. Is it even possible to survive without memory? The obvious answer is no. It's dementia literally kills you.
You'd forget to eat.
Um,
Look at someone.
well, the problem is,
You have
is
to
like there's more to memory than just
Yeah,
uh
yeah,
the
just the memory itself.
yeah. There's fucking physical memory. There's muscle memory. There's, like, motor skills that your brain that you are, like, not able to control. It's like your brain literally does all of it,
Yeah,
and that's controlled by memory. Your brain will will literally kill you if it doesn't remember stuff. I don't even think there would be a way. I guess you'd have to like pump somebody's heart, lungs, do all kinds. You'd have to pump their blood to keep them alive if they weren't able to remember
Put 'em on
anything.
dialysis.
Mhm. The iron lung.
Yeah. What is the most prominent memory you have, and why? Is it good or bad?
Prominent memory.
Yeah, like if somebody's like, "Hey, quick, think of a memory." What's the first thing you think of?
I tend to go like back to my childhood. I don't know why, but back then, I guess.
I mean, I already brought up the chasing the bunny example, so I'll bring up another one. My second most thought of is when I was riding the bike, hit the mirror of that car, and I flipped over my handlebars.
The fuck?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was looking behind me, and I kind of rode over to the left side of the street, not realizing it, and I like had my arm on the handlebars, and I hit this mirror of I think it was a Pontiac, like
Yeah, Grand
Grand
Am.
Prix, yeah, Grand
Yeah.
Am. And if I can hit the mirror dead center of my forearm, snapped the mirror off, but I didn't break my arm. I flipped over the handlebars, landed on my back.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wild. I was looking back to see if Jonas and Ryan were coming. They weren't.
The most prominent memory for me is when we were at baseball. When Coach Dave was watching us, Hunter, and you swung the bat and hit LV in the face with the bat.
No, he hit me in the face.
Oh yeah.
He hit me in the face.
Yeah, it was Hunter hit. Yeah. LV hit Hunter in the face with the baseball bat.
Yep.
I don't
Dave
even
told him not to swing the bat here, and he swung
Yeah.
the bat there, and it fucking
And
swung and hit me in the fucking face.
Yeah, hit Hunter in the face.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
That shit fucking
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
That shit fucking. Even though it was a little kid swinging it, that shit was a metal
Yep.
fucking aluminum bat straight to the face.
I don't even know why I remember that. Like why my brain just keeps that in the back of my head all the time.
Because it gets you hot.
It's mad.
I don't know if I have a prominent memory, but what's funny too is that I write stories, right, for like my games and stuff like that, and I have memories of that, of like scenario, I guess, like of the story, right, like situations and scenarios and shit of the story. So that's a lot of my like. So my memory is shit that I've never seen before,
Yeah.
or I've never even like.
Yeah.
I just visualize it in my head and like creating, I guess, like a false memory, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Which is weird as fuck to think about.
Well, that's actually coming up soon. Are there some memories you wish you could just forget?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to share them. We don't have to share them.
Absolutely.
Why do you think our brains will remember those, even though we don't want to remember them?
Survival. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the question, like the answer, right? It's for like everything, just like survival, because makes you uncomfortable, makes you not want to do that again, or put yourself in that situation again, or whatever. So, yeah, I think that's probably like.
Yeah. Why do some people have false memories? You were just talking about that.
I forgot what the phenomenon is. I think it's. I know people can have. Is it suggested? I can't say suggested memory. I think it's when like a traumatic event happens to like a crowd of people, and if one person says something that's untrue, a lot of other people will be like, "Yeah, I think that did happen." Like, yeah, I fucking saw Sonic the Hedgehog run across this fire when fucking. I saw Flash run across this fire when it happened in the theater. Man, I was there. I saw it. He
Yeah.
was blue. Like, what? The Flash is red. Well, he was blue when we saw him. Like,
The thing with false memories is they're memories that are implanted in your head that never existed to begin with.
yeah.
So like with your scenario, something did happen. It's just told incorrectly, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
A false memory is like it. There's not even anything remotely close to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you were having.
Or like, I know people do this. Like, they get knocked out in like a UFC fight or something like that, or just because, and don't remember like the last like 2 hours. And people could just, I mean, they could make it up, but of course they're gonna tell them the truth. But they'd be like, "Yeah, you woke up and fucking, I don't know, walked outside like naked for some reason after you got knocked out, and then just, like, we had to get you down and
Yeah, and
close
then
on
that's
your
what
shit."
they remember. Yeah.
Yeah, then they're like, "Oh, well, I guess that happened." So that's what I tell everyone too when I have that story, or I tell that story.
After I knocked myself out crash.
Yeah.
I remember everything before it,
Mm.
and I remember like the next 2 hours after, and then after that, I couldn't tell you what happened
Same.
after. Like I could try my hardest. I wouldn't give you.
Yeah.
The last thing I remember like of it was I was sitting in the chair after I had taken a shower because I was soaking wet because it was raining and I didn't know it was raining.
Yep.
And I didn't have like a hoodie on or anything. I couldn't feel the rain. I was just fucking wet. And then I took a shower and I sat on the couch. After that,
Crazy.
What about you, Joe, when you got knocked out? You got hit in the head with the box.
lady.
It wasn't a box, the whole ass shipping container.
Yeah, you got hit with that.
The box.
It's a big box.
A really big box, fucking 5,000-pound box.
Yeah, a box has 4 sides. I want to go fucking
Technically,
1,
that's
2,
it.
3, 4,
Bottom and top.
4. Yeah, hold on. 1, 2, 3,
Six.
4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. Box has 6 sides.
Oh shit!
Pretty
It was hilarious. These things were curved on one end.
crazy. Got him. Why would it be curved? Who knows?
So it
Do
fits in
you
the
did you or
airport.
did you not get a concussion?
I don't know. They told me. That's what they told me.
I did. Dude, I remember that fucking shit so vividly. It's crazy.
Must have not hurt.
It didn't. I didn't feel anything, and it should have killed me. 100% should have killed me. But I remember right when the fucking container on the left side of the plane hit me in the back of the skull, and then my face pressed into the right side container. And it fucking do like a twisting motion, and then the fucking container like moved back.
Mother he can just picture himself like getting pushed up flat against like a piece of glass. You can just see his like
I'm
lips.
thinking about like
crack.
he
I literally
he thinks he's in jail or
like
something.
third
like, fucking
person
ass.
view can see it happening.
Something like-
That's great.
But no, when that happened, I immediately got on the radio. I was like, I need somebody to come up here. I
He
think
said we're correct.
I said, I think I have a concussion. I need somebody to replace me. And they were like, what? And I walked down the fucking stairs.
He said Daniel's on my bumper.
There was so much blood coming out of my face, like when it first happened.
Yeah, did
So
you
much blood.
bleed so much from your face?
Yeah, dude. And then the fact that my glasses were still stuck inside my skull. It's crazy. And then, yeah, I remember passing, like falling, and then Aaron picking me up and bringing me to the office, and then having to explain to the fucking managers how to fix my face,
Mhm.
And then how to test me for a concussion. Which is so funny that I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to test me for a concussion, but I have to tell you how to do
I
it.
tell you how to do it. Does that mean I pass? It's like the people.
I
that-
remember how to do this.
It's like the people who take the, I think it was like the SAT or no, it wasn't the SAT. It was the IQ test. The people are so smart that they eventually like they're so much smarter than the people who made the IQ test that they actually get wrong answers wrong because they seek different ways to answer that question.
Yeah.
I remember
can
seeing
see
some
that.
shit like that. So, but anyway, I say all that to say like that's kind of what you did.
Yeah. That shit was fucking so crazy. Why does bias occur in memory? So like, you know how the saying is like you gotta hear both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Feel like,
Why do you only want to hear?
Why do you
one side
favor
of the
yourself?
story?
I mean, I think you, no matter what, you kind of want to put yourself in the best spot possible in your mind. You want to justify why you did what you did.
Yeah.
Survival instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cop out answer. I'm not gonna say that. That's very cop out.
Fourth answer in a row. Survival.
Yeah, like
Military.
It's military.
Ooh, I'm
submersion.
not. Never mind. I'm gonna retract what I was about to say.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Don't
Say
bring
it.
up the Jews.
Don't bring up the Jews
No,
again, bro.
it's not that.
They're
No,
good people.
no, it's about growing up and shit. But I'm
Just
not
say
gonna
it.
say it. No, it's not.
Who's it about?
My mom.
Oh,
Go
God.
say it.
Yeah.
We'll
Nah.
blank. We'll bleep it out if we need to. Say it.
Yeah, I'll think of another thing.
Got him.
Just
I
say
think
the
of
same
another
thing, just with a different person.
Oh fuck!
With
I don't
another
know how to.
person.
Her name was Jennifer.
Her name was Jennifer Lawrence,
Okay.
and she's
I
part of
think I
District 12. She used arrows and shit.
Yeah, just make up the story. We'll cut out this part before
Okay,
we're
no.
prefacing it.
Well, I'll do Jamie's scenario.
Okay.
So like growing up, her mom was like super fucked up, and then same with her stepdad,
Okay.
and all that shit. And like in her head, like growing up, like it was terrible. Her mom sprayed fucking like bleach in her face.
Hmm.
That's
told
what
her she's not allowed to leave her
at.
room, all kinds of stuff like that. And then like her stepdad, um, I don't even know what he all did. Just fucked up shit. Anyways, if you ask her those things, that's how I see it, right? I'm explaining it to how she sees it.
Okay.
But if you ask her mom how she's seen it, it would be totally different, even though the thing is the same.
Do you know what like details would be different, or
Oh yeah, but mainly because I know her mom,
what do you,
how her mom is.
give us like an example of what would be different?
Her mom would be like, "Well, that didn't happen," or "I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to spray bleach in your face
I thought
because
it was
you."
Windex.
I thought it was just water. I was trying to hydrate.
And the stuff with like her stepdad, that's like, oh, he would be like, "Oh, well, you deserved it anyways."
God, what were you wearing?
Well, back
What
in
were
my
you wearing?
back in my day,
Oh
my
God.
parents did it, so I think you still need to have it. Stuff like that.
Great. Yeah.
And for that, like, yeah, like you said, it's to make them look good.
In their mind, they want to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
It's fucking sociopaths. What it is? They don't give a fuck about that. I don't want to say that in blank.
Yeah, in all terms, yeah,
I,
or blanket statement.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have people in our family too who are like that, who try to project a certain image to the public, but behind closed doors they're actually scumbags and like do a lot of fuck shit to their own family members or their own kids. And
Yeah.
I wanna say like that's I mean, I don't know, we kind of see that all the time, especially in like religious spaces where a lot of, the religious people who believe in like Christ or believe in whatever, that they'll pose this, that they'll put some type of wall in front of them to make you think that they are a certain way. Maybe it's because they can get better eyes on them, they can get better connections, they can, I don't know, like live life on easy mode or easier mode, I guess you could say. But people definitely do that shit. They'll lie and spin the truth or spin the narrative to get their way, or I guess like
I'm trying to okay. So I'm trying to think of a memory that all three of us will have about the same thing. Like maybe we went and did something.
Hunter or
The
not Hunter.
toxic waste barrel.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
I was thinking about
The
fucking
Halloween, the candies that we had to go to the mall and get. Jalen,
Yeah.
didn't want to go and do it.
I don't think I went there.
Me and you did.
Oh, I don't remember.
Um.
I was thinking when Jeff came in with his fucking
Oh,
Was
dude,
his
with his shoes
with
on.
his
That's a good
sketches
one.
or
Yeah, his
whatever.
fucking shoes on. Yeah. No, they were Reebok.
Reebok.
I
didn't
remember
fucking-
the fucking color of them, blue with the yellow.
Yeah, that's that.
Still remember them.
I think he had the. So that's why it makes.
But like there is technically bias because we each have our own point of view from that
Yeah.
thing. What's the habanero challenge when we did the habanero challenge,
Mm-hmm.
however fucking long ago.
Decade.
The remember that shit? Yeah. I wonder how bias is put in that. Like my point of view is we get there, I'm wearing the blue shirt, we set everything up with my old fucking TV.
Is bias the right word to use, or is it something different than bias?
Perspective.
Perspective.
It might
yeah.
be perspective that I'm thinking of. But I guess I should say, how does bias influence perspective? If that makes.
I think it depends on the scenario. If I don't know, I think if depending on the severity of like why you're trying to like remember this, like for instance, like you could go to prison. Your bias is gonna go into whatever you remember and try to make you the good guy in the situation. Let's say, for instance, there's a domestic violence incident with you and your girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just like you're gonna tell the cop whatever happened. You're gonna try to make it seem like you did.
Paying him some money.
Not necessarily paying some money, but if you didn't do anything wrong, you're gonna say that. But if you did do something wrong,
Yeah,
you're
try to hide it.
gonna leave that. Yeah, you're gonna leave that out or like
Yeah.
not say that.
You'll forget.
Yeah, you'll
Details.
forget and leave out some details. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit happens too. But that is because you're trying to get away with something. You're not trying to get in trouble or shit. Now if it's like a burglar came in and it's not you or your girlfriend's fault. It's no one's fault. Just it happened. You guys would just try to remember as much as you guys could together because
Right.
there's no,
Yeah,
you're
piece
trying to figure
together.
out what happened, what went down, what's missing, or whatever the case is. Unless fucking one of you guys are crazy, but like, oh, you fucking left it unlocked. I know you did because you were the last one to come in the grocery with the groceries. You fucking never locked it, you bitch. And then
Yeah, no, we're not like
yeah,
that.
like that. I mean, that shit happens too,
Yeah, it
but
does. 100%. The guy I work with is like that.
that's fucked up.
Yeah, dude. Especially right now, dude. Someone's been coming and stealing our iPads out of our truck, and I'm like, "This is why you're supposed to lock your truck." I don't even know how many iPads are left, but I'm like, "Ours isn't stolen. We fucking lock our truck like we're supposed."
They don't lock them.
No, these guys will just leave them unlocked because they're like, "Well, the trucks run 24 hours, so somebody's gonna get in the truck before it gets stolen." But
Steal that iPad.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's still enough time for somebody to come in there because like not everyone works 12 hours
Mhm.
during their shift to where the next guy works 12 hours. Some guys only work 8 hours,
Yeah.
and then that 4-hour difference until the next guy starts is enough time to steal an iPad. Yeah. Um, what? Dude, I still remember when Jalen and I went and bought the Supra.
Oh,
My car.
in Seattle, right?
Yeah, it was Roy Washington. Still remember, and it took us forever because one, we got lost at one point. It was fucking snowing. It was the first time I had brought in that trailer with the expedition up there. There was some accident or something. I don't remember what it was. I just remember there were like 8 or 9 police cars that had stopped us for like an hour. I remember him falling asleep like almost immediately.
Yeah, that's a bear right there.
Dude,
He
he
fall.
sleeps so easy.
Bro, he could fall asleep on a pile of rocks, bro. That dude, he'll be playing a game and you'll be talking to him, and then literally he'll just get done with the sentence, and then you see his characters running in a circle. You're like, what the fuck? Jay, you good? That nigga was sleeping in the fucking middle of an ice storm, bro, in a fucking hurricane, bro.
Yeah, he
He'll get
doesn't
his sleep
care,
in.
dude.
I respect it, fuck.
And we got that, dude. And I remember the Supra, the strap had loosened, and the Supra jumped the trailer. It never came all the way off, but the front passenger tire came off. Dude, that's so crazy. And then I remember us with the jack stands and in the ice,
Yeah, that's
and it almost falling on
That's a
us.
big memory.
Dude, that was the
was-
one I was thinking of
That's
at
so
first.
stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid. That one's definitely remembered for survival stuff. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Still get anxious getting in the car any day. Every time I do.
Dude, every time I get out of the Mustang when it's lifted now, I'm like,
You just think about
what?
that moment.
I'm like, what if it just falls on me?
What if there's ice under it?
I'm in a fucking flat garage, and it's on like 6-ton jacks. The car doesn't even weigh close to that. How is it that memories can alter with age, and or repeated lying? What I mean by the last part is like, you lie to yourself so much it becomes the truth, quote unquote truth.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think your brain like alters memories, with stuff like that?
Stuff like lying or stuff like
Either age, or lie. Like why doesn't your brain just automatically say, "Hey man, you're fucking lying"?
well, I don't know. I think your brain remembers what it remembers, but I think you kind of can
You
dictate.
can influence
You can
it.
Yeah,
fill the
like you
blank.
can for sure influence it with a lie, and then you know, depending on how severe the situation is, you can be like keep telling yourself that to the point where it's like that's what happened. Like I don't want to tell you that's what happened. Like I was fucking driving the speed limit. I don't know what else happened. So I don't know why
Yeah.
you pulled me over, officer.
I think if you're like recalling a memory, you always want to be able to fill every.
Yeah.
And if you can't
yeah.
fill a blank, then your mind will just be like,
It'll try
This
fitting stuff
answer?
in there. Yeah.
That's what I did for Jeff's shoes. I didn't know what they were. I just said sketch.
I
And that's
even
what my
remember
brain
the
always says.
layout of my room when that happened.
I
I
think
think I
your
do.
bed was in like the corner next to the
By the
doors.
closet. Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I was at. I couldn't remember if I was here or here.
I was on the floor.
Yeah, you were
I was on the
on the
floor.
mattress.
I think I
Yeah,
was on the
so
floor.
was he. Yeah,
I
yeah,
just couldn't remember where I was at.
and we were just like, what are you guys?
Yeah, because we had that
You're
party or that,
destroyed.
like cop party or whatever
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that morning or whatever,
Yep.
and we were up like all fucking night, bro. Like it was
Dude.
like 4 or 5 in the
Yeah,
morning.
it had to have been 3:30 in the morning because that's when he gets up.
Yeah.
And then he came in there and watched that. Did anyone else have his shoes on? Oh shit, dude. God, that shit was so fucking funny.
I don't know how we survived that police party, bro. Because that shit, we didn't get like any sleep. We were up all night.
Just being kids, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can influence your memories and stuff, but I don't know why. I don't know why you do that. If that makes sense.
Well, I think it's also because you're recalling an event that had already passed, so all you have is your memory, like what you
Yeah.
visualized what happened, and that can change. Like that could change so easy, right? Like you could
Yeah.
look at, for instance, like you could see someone wearing like a Mario shirt, right? That's red, but then you could see a blue Mario shirt on the internet and think, oh, that's what the dude was wearing,
Yeah.
But the color's different. You know what I'm saying? Like just little details like that could influence your shit, or real life shit can also influence your memories. I think it's just you trying to remember shit that already passed. You can't go
You,
back and reference anymore.
yeah. Do you think that can happen with like motor skills or muscle memory stuff? Like your brain could tell you or you could tell your brain like, oh, this is how I used to do this trick on a skateboard, and then you keep telling yourself that, and then when you go to do it and the motor skills kick in, um, it doesn't work, and you're like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I know that works. I know that actually works where you could like
Or like riding a
mentally.
bike, I should say.
I know you can actually like mentally like, because they call it, like, mental repetition, where you can like visualize what you're gonna do, and if you keep visualizing it, you'll be not necessarily be able to do it 100%, but you will like
Yeah,
have.
that's racing's like that. Like if you do like a rally or something, or
Yeah.
you memorize the whole course, like you could close your eyes and go around the course.
Yeah, that's real. I don't know if this situation we're about to say is real because I never looked into it, but it could just been like a story someone was just telling someone. But because my grandpa was telling me that I guess some dude went to prison and started getting into golf or whatever, and they didn't have any like golfing stuff in prison, so he just kept like visualizing it. I think he was reading books on golf or some shit. I can't remember. And I guess he went out into the world and was super good at golf. I don't know if that's real. Someone
That's
should look that
crazy.
up, but um, yeah, I thought that would be kind of relevant to this situation. But I know like mental repetition works because it
And
works.
it stays for so long because like if we went to go play a shooter game, like I could go months without playing a shooter game, and I'll still be uh better than like the average person. It's just because of how long I had played.
Oh yeah,
Like my brain is just so good at doing the micro movements with the
yeah.
thumbstick.
It's still conditioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of had that thing where like you remember something wrong when you go to do it again and messes it all up. I had learned how to solve the Rubik's cube, and I hadn't done it for a long time,
Yeah.
and I was misremembering my patterns because I when I learned how to solve it, I was just learning the patterns. I wasn't learning, oh, I should do this with red, this with yellow. It's just the pattern. I know if I do this, it'll give me this outcome, and I was mixing up the order in which I did them.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, I definitely did it this way. And then I had to eventually like stop and go back and relearn it again. And then I was like, oh, that's where I was messing up. I could find the solution again. But I still like, it had been so long and I hadn't had concreted the memory. Because now if you give me one, I can solve it just because I have it put in
Yeah.
there.
It's stuck there.
But that kind of big space where I hadn't done it for a really long time, I was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't even know. Let me see if I have an example like that. Um, Dude. Well, I guess yeah, the Rubik's cube is another one. But I can't. I don't think I've ever had that problem like building computers or anything like that, or anything with cars, just because they're so prominent. Um, Oh yeah, when Jagger and I went to do the motorcycle class, I had always remembered holding the handles a certain way when Ryan and I would do the dirt bike stuff. Um, and then go to the course, and they're like, "No, you should hold it this way." What do you mean? Because I've always done it this way. This is how I remember doing it. It's the most efficient way to do it. And they're like, "No, 'cause if you go to squeeze the brake really hard, you're gonna crush your hand."
Mm.
Um. Oh, what's next? Oh, are you really just your memory? Like is your being just your memories? And what does that even mean?
Oh, fucking deep, huh?
No, I don't think you are your. I think they shape you, but I don't think you are them. Aren't themselves.
Yeah,
Uh,
this whole Thursday thing, but this Thursdayism or Thursday theory
okay.
or last Thursday theory. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
what it's
last
called.
Thursday.
Still, my bad.
No,
But yeah, no, I think the memories shape who you are, but they don't like that doesn't create the person.
Right, right.
Because once you forget the memories, it doesn't change
Who
completely
you
who
are
are.
as a person, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't.
oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with that because, I mean, I think your memories is only it's a part of who you are, but it's not your identity. No, it's just a piece of who you are, and like you said, like memory shape.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like to shortcut it, yeah, like memories aren't who you are. It's not your entire identity. It's just a part of what you are or who
So
you are.
if you were to describe to somebody who you are as a person, what would you use as evidence?
What would you use as evidence? As
Yeah, to prove your claim.
you'd have to have other people. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm great, or nice guy." You can't just say that because someone's like, "You're a fucking asshole,"
yeah,
because you're saying you're great
Yeah.
and wonderful. Because naturally, people that are very about themselves will automatically.
well, the question is, could you be honest with someone about who you really are, even if you like, let's say you are a good person. Like, yeah, I don't know. Let's say someone's like, yeah, I've fucking donated charity. I help out people that are in need every time a friend comes to ask me. I do this, I do that, but I also I may watch porn every now and again. I may what I'm saying, I may
May
dabble in
dabble.
some cocaine, but I like to do this. I like to do that. Give 'em, like they give you your hobby. Like people can do that, but I see what you're saying. Where probably a lot of people will try to make themselves
Look better than
look
they are.
better than what they are. They won't really like to
Yeah.
talk about their flaws.
Or
Or
even if
maybe it's
they,
like a
yeah,
mild flaw
yeah,
they'll probably tell you, but
or if they're being 100% honest, the other person that's receiving the information could think to themselves, "There's no way that's true," because
yeah.
Because I
everything.
wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't tell you that I
Mhm.
do X, Y.
Yeah. 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 I could see that.
Yeah, so they
Mhm.
would kind of mirror that onto the other person, saying, "No way, what they're telling me, I want this
Yeah.
level."
Yeah.
On
Projecting. Yeah.
They said this nigga's cap.
exactly.
Short and that's what they'd say. He's capping.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's so hard to think about like if you are your memories or you're separate and the memories are just part of who you are because like yeah, sure, I can describe who I am to somebody, but the at the end of the day, the only thing about me um is things I've done, memories.
No, not necessarily. I think the action,
Yeah, yeah, things that I've done. They're not memories that I remember. They're things that other people remember.
but I think the action makes the memories. The memories don't make the action. If that
I would
makes
say that.
sense.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but like also like because I'm not sitting here saying that your memories have nothing because your memories are a part of you, but it's just like your genetics are a part of you. They help shape who you are,
Yeah.
but they're
Mhm.
not like there's a lot of other variables that make you who you are, other than a memory, other than your hobbies, your parents. Like there's a lot of factors that kind of play into that, if that makes sense. Um, and for the claim of like you could describe someone who you are, but like what are your claims? I mean, kind of like what Hunter said, like you can get people that know you, to kind of verify some of your claims.
Yeah.
Your hobbies, like a lot of stuff that's in your house or in your room, kind of verify a lot of your claims too. If you like to draw, you probably have some drawing supplies in your room. You might have a game console if you like to game. You might have like some hiking gear if you like to hike or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stuff that you buy to kind of that
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
supports your claims that what's the word? That kind of helps you do the shit you like to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
if that makes sense. So like there's things you could do unless you've recently been in like a house fire. Pictures, videos,
Yeah. Yeah.
um
Those are all memories. They all fall under that category.
I won't say those are memories because for me, a memory is something that's in your head where like if you have video
Yeah.
proof of
Yeah.
something, it's like this is like fact. Like this is the evidence. Like this is just as evidence as a game console in your room. At least that's how I look at that.
Right. Right. Yeah,
So
I see
like
that.
what you're saying is like let's say you go on a road trip to go on a hike. You
Yeah.
can record that whole trip, but I don't like what I'm thinking is it wouldn't count as a memory. You could show it to someone and they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But it wouldn't be like a memory for them because there's no feeling. There's got to be
I
that
get that.
connection.
Get that.
I don't think for what? Like the
Like
connection for what?
like the reason the trip for you is a memory is because you have connection to it. You actually lived through it. You
That's
felt the
true.
emotions. You had all the senses of what it was like being in
Yeah.
that. And whoever's watching the video that they're like a great grandchild watching it go on to it,
Mhm.
they don't like they're like, oh, that's cool that my great great did this. They're not like
Yeah.
they don't feel that.
That's true, but they can at least see how you're acting
Right.
and how you're treating other people in
Yeah.
that video so they can get a good glimpse. Maybe not a full glimpse, but at least a glimpse of how
It's a
you may
picture.
have been
Yeah.
as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's more hard evidence than like a
Yeah.
Than
memory,
just
I
a
guess.
story.
Yeah,
Right?
than just like a story or
Yeah.
like, because stories can
For
get
sure.
misconstrued or whatever. Where
For
this
sure.
is like we
Proof.
have video of this dude doing at least something than just, memories or conversations, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I just seen it as like the reason you took the video in the first place is so that way you could remember it, or so that way you could get 100% accurate, like lore accurate
Oh
memory.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Um, uh, can questioning your memories be detrimental to your mental or physical health?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can be real
I've
bad if you start questioning them, especially because you get like psychosis type stuff.
Mhm.
I've lost
Really?
yeah, dude, I lost sleep fucking just not being like when I like it took me a forever to realize how bad my concussion affected me, and it was like up until like a few years ago where I realized that my memory is actually really bad because of it.
No shit.
Because I was like trying to remember things like that we've done together, and I'm like, I know I did this on it, but I can't.
Yeah.
And it's like that shit kept me up. Eventually, I realized I'm thinking about it harder isn't gonna make it here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely they can be very detrimental to either one. And it's because um what is it like dementia almost, where you're like, I'm almost positive that's what X person's name is, or that's what they've done. And
Yeah.
then you start to get frustrated, and then you start to get in your own head,
yeah,
and you're like, are any of my memories right?
yeah,
Or even something that could be more like uh hit home when you're like studying for a test, right? Think you fucking memorize what was on the test or
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
solve a problem and you get to the fucking problem the next day and you don't remember shit. You're like, bro, like I could have
yeah,
sworn I
like
remember
cramming
this.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that. That happened to me a lot where I was like, fuck, like I gotta remember this. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a terrible test taker because I overthink all the fucking time. Like if I do a math question and it's too easy for me, I'd be like, this isn't the right answer. And I'll erase it and fucking try to get the result of like one of the different answers if it's multiple
show
choice.
your work.
I'm the
Yeah.
opposite. I'm the opposite.
Or you just be like, oh, if it's easy, like I got it.
No, if I have to think about it too hard, on to the next one, and then I'll come back to this one. If it's like I always just fly through the test as fast as I can because I don't want to have to think more than I need to.
Yeah, smart.
And that's just kind of that's how I got better at tests. I used to be really bad, and I would take forever to worry about with the dementia thing. I thought about it, like with Nanny. I remember when I went and seen her. when I was like 16 or something.
Yeah.
And I was 16. I didn't have like my beard or anything, but I looked somewhat similar to a very young version of our grandfather, and I was big, like he was. He was big. I
Oh
wasn't as
yeah.
big as him, but he was big. And she looked at me like she knew me, but she didn't know why she knew me. She knew her husband's name was Ron, and that I looked like Ron. But she was also kind of. She's like, "You look like Ron, and I think you're Ron, but I know you're not." And that's kind of how it was. This was like before she was like far, far gone, and it was like she knew she didn't know that was
Yeah.
right. She knows it's not right, but that's what she's seeing is what she thinks.
Yeah. Yeah. She can only go off what she knows.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what does an orange smell like, right? You only know what an orange smells like because you smelt an orange.
Mhm.
But if you, I don't know, haven't smelt an orange in a long time, and then you smell something that's close to an orange, you're like, oh, I think it's orange, and
Mm.
somebody's like, no, it's actually like when we did the baby food thing, right, with the carrots and the banana thing.
Uh-huh.
We I think everyone got it fucked up except for one of us.
I
I
I
don't remember that at all.
remember when we tried the baby.
I remember we tried that. I don't remember like
Yeah, one of
much
them,
about it.
everyone like we looked at the color, it looked orange and everything. We were like, we think it's carrots, and then one of us was like, I think it's banana, and then it ended up being fucking banana.
Who was?
Definitely not me. It could have been Jalen, but
I feel
I
like
think it was me, but I
definitely
can't
wasn't.
remember.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me.
I don't.
I don't
It
know
was one
either.
of us, but
But
Probably
yeah,
had
it's like like that whole thing. But the sensory memory stuff, that's just crazy. Like I know obviously know what the smell of gasoline is from like a mile away. Like I could just get a whiff of it, even though my nose barely works.
yeah,
I could just smell the vapors of it. I'm like, there's gasoline nearby.
me and burnt rubber.
Same with like nitromethane.
Oh
That's
yeah,
so
that's
strong.
true.
And you're like, oh, I know that race
Yeah,
fuel. I know race fuel smell.
yeah, that was me for fentanyl and meth. Yeah,
Man must have been fiending on the on the try.
You
the
know how
niggas on my
bad that
train were
sounds?
fiending on it, bro.
Dude, that's
I probably could still
dang,
tell you what it because I could describe what meth and
Yeah.
whatchamacallit smells like, and if you like had it in a room, I could tell you which one it was.
crazy.
I think I
Yeah,
only remember
it's
meth
fucked up.
smelling like almost like piss. But I think that could just because most people that take meth like
Smell
pee on
like
themselves.
piss.
Yeah.
Meth smells like nasty, dirty fucking oil. Like I always say,
Like gear oil,
like I
baby.
always say, like meth smells like if a car had an asshole. That's what meth smells like. Like just some nasty, like oily.
I
Uh,
know. I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, but for different reasons. I had a patient. They were very old. They
yeah,
had
that's what heroin smells like, or someone who's on heroin smells like.
they had like very bad diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
and they were large, and they couldn't take care of themselves. Like they couldn't pay themselves, and they had like shit themselves before they had come in to their appointment. And they didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the room, it was bad when I was getting them ready for the doctor. When like I had to go back in that room after they had been in it for 40 minutes, and the smell was piss. It smelled like just like what you would think death smells like. And the more I thought about it, Taz had killed the cat, Jonah.
Oh,
Nitro grabbed this, or not Taz. Taz killed a mouse. Nitro grabbed the mouse. He's known for doing this. He brought the mouse in my room when I wasn't in the room, and he just put the mouse down.
To like hit it somewhere or something.
And I was laying on my bed one day, and I just smelled this smell that was horrible.
Yeah.
And this is the closest I can compare that smell to was decay.
No,
yeah.
I know what smell
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And for the next 2 months, every time I smelled something remotely bad, just like slightly bad, it smelled like that
Yeah.
that paste.
Dude, it's just stuck in your fucking
Yeah,
head.
and I
Yeah.
thought I was freaked out that I would always smell it when I smelled something bad. Like I would piss in the morning, and like dehydrated piss smells terrible.
Yeah.
It would smell like that. It wouldn't smell like dehydrated piss. It'd smell like diabetes
Dead rat.
shit, man. You know?
Yeah, dude.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's so crazy that
Yeah.
No, when I worked at the movie theater, we had dead rats downstairs.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of them was like bloated and shit. And I was like, this
Yeah.
smells fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
I
bad.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
dude, I think olfactory memories, so your scent
Yeah.
thing for those that don't know what the olfactory nerve is. I think those are like the only memories that I've never seen get altered.
What?
Like scent, things that you smell.
Oh,
Like visual memories can get altered all the time. Same with auditorial memories. But things that go through your nostril smell, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had a situation or heard of anyone that's smelled something before.
It's probably the easiest scent to have.
well, I know.
Maybe it's
think.
easiest to process.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know your nose. I forgot what the thing was, but it was like it actually can only detect the change of like smell in a room. But like, so for instance, like right now, if I don't know, if someone farted in this room, we would smell it instantly. But if that fart kept like just that's just what smelled like that,
Yeah, we get nose blind to it. Yeah.
yeah, we get nose blind to it. We wouldn't smell it until like a fucking Febreze thing came in, and then we'd smell the Febreze. So our sense of a smell. Oh no, yeah, smell. Our sense of smell derives from that. And I think that is more. I don't know if it's because we don't. It's coming from a different sense than like visual.
Mhm.
Um, because I wonder what like maybe taste or like your hearing how that memory
Yeah.
is like how valid those memories are as opposed to like visualization. But
Well, yeah.
like,
Well, taste is super biased, right?
mhm,
Like there's like different fruits that taste weird to people, or the whole
yeah,
was it cilantro? Like
Yeah.
some people taste
Soap.
the actual thing, and then some people taste soap.
yeah. So that's
Um,
bias. Yeah.
yeah, and then hearing, um, that can get misremembered, and I think just because of how much brain power it takes to auditorily process stuff,
Hmm.
whereas smelling stuff doesn't take that much. Crazy. I don't even know, because we live in the Pacific Northwest. You can almost always tell without looking at the sky if it's gonna rain. You can smell it.
Yeah.
You can smell the rain.
I know
Yeah.
some people. Yeah, some people do that shit. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna rain soon." Like, what the fuck?
You don't got that?
Me? I don't.
Like, you can't just go outside and be like, you can just kinda feel it, like, on your nose that it's gonna rain?
Yeah, you can. It's
Like,
so weird
that's
to
how I
When
do.
feel. I feel it in my nose.
when I was younger and played football a lot, and when I was outside, I could almost like smell like there's like a certain smell
Mhm.
that was like associated with like I guess like rain or something like that. Like it would be cloudy, but it wouldn't be raining yet, and like you can kind of like smell it or like feel it in a way. You're like, oh, it's gonna rain soon,
I'm
and
trying
then
to see if I can describe
it rains.
what it smells like before it's gonna rain.
For me, it's like a slight metallic. Like, it almost smells not like blood, but it's like to me, it's very metallic. Like, I feel like there's, like,
Yeah,
just, like, almost like tin.
The moisture.
yeah.
Yeah.
I smell like a chlorine smell from a pool, like a
Alright.
plasticky type thing. I don't even know why. It's so weird. And then definitely when it's heavy raining, I smell. It's gonna sound really weird, but I smell worms.
Worm staff.
Yeah.
Worm, dude.
That's
You ain't never sniffed worm, boy.
me. On fishing age, fucking dump
Hook
it
it
out
on
there.
there.
Put that
dude.
thing on the hook and be like, "God."
You know, you gotta do something. You gotta kiss it for good luck. Tell your friends about me.
Ooh.
Throw
Yeah,
that shit out
dude.
there.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
What are other memories? Like muscle memory is weird too. That shit's crazy. Like like drifting. I had a guy that I work with come over yesterday to play on the sim rig, so I could teach him how to drift. Because he was interested in all that. And what it was hard to teach him how to like think of his right foot as just his right foot, and then his left foot just as his left foot.
Mhm.
Mind you, he's like rarely ever
Autistic.
driven a manual car, so driving with the clutch is hard
So
to
when he
begin with.
breaks it, you just fucking break both feet.
I mean, you're kind of supposed to do that, but not supposed to. Beginners usually do that. They fucking push the clutch in and brake at the same time.
Or they
But
get the gas and they break it. Like they just
oh
do that at
yeah,
the
do
same time.
that.
Like,
Um,
I don't know how to
but
do
like
that with my foot.
drifting, you got to really modulate the throttle, and
Mhm.
it's really small movements. And you literally just jab the clutch. You don't do anything other than jab it. That's it. And his brain could not like he'll push the clutch in and fully let off the throttle, and you're not supposed to do that. So it'll whip you around the other way.
The hardest to learn.
Yeah.
But then the slight modulations, it's like you always want to do more, and then way too much, and then you're gone.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's all a fuel thing. It's crazy. But
I can imagine the feeling.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'll be doing donuts, bro. I don't know.
Well, I had told him, I said, whatever you do in this will happen in real life. Like the things are the same. The only difference is in real life you can feel the
feel it in
actual
your
physical
body.
force of it, but the actions are the same. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. So he had tried stuff and he spun out a few times and he's like, this is like really happened. I said, yeah. And he was like, what the fuck?
Like flip the car over and shit. Like,
And he kept trying to power slide. Like he would not use the clutch at all to initiate the drift.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it works, but you're not technically drifting until you start counter steering. What? Oh yeah, he had a really, really hard time letting go of the steering wheel.
It's a hard one to do. Because in real life, you never want to let go of that motherfucker.
Yeah, your brain tells you not to let go of the steering wheel. Yeah, but he kept trying to follow the steering wheel. I was like, dude, once you start sliding, just literally let go of the steering wheel, let it slide through your hands, and then catch it when you think you need to catch it.
I'd be scared like breaking my fingers doing that shit. Like you just.
Well, that's why you're not supposed to keep your thumbs in the center of the shit. Because it does happen.
Find that point.
Especially.
It just fucking takes it out. Switch that shit around.
I had one of the fucking carbon fiber fucking paddles smack my thumb.
Oh,
I've never did it again after that. That shit hurt so bad.
Yeah,
that
dude.
shit hurt so bad.
That's why they come with emergency stops, dude. Because they'll freaking
after your fucking fingers already broken off.
Dude, that shit smacked the shit out of me. But the thing is the emergency stop is if it glitches and it just continues, fucking whip.
Yeah, just infinitely spin. Yeah, that shit can really hurt. Well, that's all I have. Unless we want to talk about more memories we've had. I don't know. What's our advice for today?
Keep up with your friends.
Yeah. Make more memories.
Make more memories. Yeah.
Don't.
You are valued. People value you. People value your friendships.
Don't take your time for granted.
Your companionship.
Work to live, not live to work.
Exactly. Don't let these motherfuckers take your memories away. Creating more memories.
Yeah.
Don't let them do it.
Don't have your only conversation be about work. That ruins your life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Deuce.
See you.